YouTube, what's good? It's your boy 4. We're back with another tutorial. Today we got a John Legend haircut tutorial. I know y'all hear my boy on the beat. Shout out to Lixit for the beat. He been putting in work. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. This is the before. Without further ado, let's jump into the video. Alright, so we're going to start this cut off. This is basically like a taper fade. So we're going to take the sides down to a shadow. This is going to be the fade part. We have our one guard. And we're going to drop it in the back slightly just to contour to his head shape. This is my first time cutting this client. We're going to follow that shape all around his head. And as you can see, the hair grows differently in the back. We're just gonna follow that up to the other side. And as you can see, his hair is a bit patchy. It's just the way his hair texture is. So, you know, when dealing with hair like this, you gotta keep a comb or a brush on you. I suggest a comb just to keep that hair still laying in its natural pattern. You know, when you brush hair, you're kind of like manipulating it. So like when he showers or something, you know, it'll change, but if you comb it, it'll stay consistent. It'll keep that same, you know, pattern. Now we have our 3 guard and we're basically just debulking, going off the shape of the ridge of his head. And this is going to be the highest guard that we use. After the 3, I drop back down to my 2, and that basically blends it all out. We grab our 3 again. We're gonna follow this up all around the head. I got my 1.5 now. Same steps. Start with the 3, get the 2, then the 1.5. This cut was definitely fun because a lot of people just get fades nowadays. It's dope doing like a shadow taper every now and then, you know what I'm saying? We drop back down to our 1 guard and we're basically just flicking out. And as you can see, the fade part is finished, pretty much. So the only part that's left to do is the taper, and then we're gonna clean up the top. He didn't really want nothing cut off. He just said, you know, clean it up. Put our 2 guard back on, just detailing. And now we're gonna start the taper. I have my saber trimmers, and this was super easy. Like as you can see, it just fades right out. Because you're fading into a 1, you're already fading into a short area. So I'm just flicking out, getting rid of them guidelines. And the beard work that we're gonna do, he wanted it trimmed down to a 3. He didn't know what length he wanted, but I pretty much figured it out. He wanted it to still come up off his face, but not too much. Same thing in the back. Just gonna be fading up into a 1, lever all the way open, going up a full inch just to stretch that fade in the back. And then I have my lever closed and I'm going up about 1/4 of an inch. Same thing with the 1, start off with it closed because it would be a waste of time to open it up. You know what I'm saying? Since we already did, the base is already a 1 open. Have my 1/2 guard and now I'm just flicking out with the 1 to shape up. Be careful shaping up around the ear. Always hold the ear down or press the ear in. There's 2 different forms. Some clients you're gonna have to press the ear in. Some you'll have to hold the ear down. So you saw we did like a rough draft of the C cup. And now we're gonna clip over comb. Just to trim the transition area. That's the main part with haircuts like these. You're gonna have a transition area. Now we're gonna freehand trim the top. He told me he just wanted it cleaned up, nothing really trimmed, just a slight cleanup, get the loose hairs. Of course, we picked it all out before that. Now we have our 2Guard. We're gonna do some hairline preparation for the shape up, and then we're just gonna go in and shape it up. He did want to try enhancements, so we dabbled in that a little bit. Just making sure this side matches up with the other. Now we're going to use our Tomb 45 enhancements. If you're interested in purchasing any products, head down to the description. So now for the beard work, we're just going to trim it with a 3. And to transition that 3 into the fade, you're basically going to be fading up. So I have my 2, now my 1. And I usually skip the half on beards just because it isn't always necessary. You can kind of flick it out. So yeah, I usually I've been starting to do this, just lean my clients back for the beard. It's much easier. It's easier to get that chiseled jawline too, to contour their face. I've been peeping too. Doing his mustache. Making sure not to make it too skinny. Shout out Easy Blade. We're gonna use some shave gel to do his beard, just because he had a lot of stubble. So sometimes I just use shave gel based on their cheek structure. If I feel like it just the blade won't glide, like with the dry shave, I'll just use some shave gel. Now we're gonna freehand trim the top again with some scissors. And now I put some moisturizing cream in his hair. This isn't really curling cream, it's just like moisturizer cream. And then we're just gonna twist sponge it a little bit. Now with his texture is pretty soft. So I am blow drying while I do that. And then we're just gonna freehand trim all the uneven parts. Retouch the beard a little bit. This is the before. He was rough, I ain't gonna lie. Like when I first seen him, I was like, yo, this guy looks like John Legend. And then when he described the haircut, I'm like, doesn't John Legend get that? So I looked it up, I'm like, oh yeah, this is gonna be dope. This is the after. Let me know how you like the cut down in the comments. This is called a taper fade if you're interested in this haircut. If you're new to the channel, like, comment, subscribe. It's your boy 4. I'm out. Peace.